Hello squaddies! Welcome back once again to the Shattered Isles, and more specifically the Maelstrom. As always, I am D, and today we're in the Maelstrom on Island Emerald 10. Specifically, we're doing the Fearless Slayer's Bestiary entry for the Ragetail Gnasher. The Ragetail is actually an interesting beast in this game because it's actually quite a bit more dangerous than its lower level cousin, the regular Gnasher. It doesn't gain any new attacks from everything I've seen fighting this thing. And in fact, it's basically it's a Gnasher, but it does have a couple of things. First off, being in the Maelstrom, it is of course quite a bit tougher. It takes a lot more to kill this thing, and it hits a lot harder. But it's also gained one twist to some of its tricks, specifically to the ground stomp attack, the tail flip slam, and the tail slam attacks. What is it, you ask? Well, you're probably going to find out pretty soon. Of course, being a Maelstrom beast, it's also quite a bit faster, so we don't really have a lot of time to sit and chat. Now, its tail spin can go 360. That's one trick. That's not a huge deal, because it could already kind of do that if it was pissed off. It can also wound with the tails, as you just saw. Give me a second. There. That's the new effect. Everything that it does that basically slams into the ground, so the tail slam, the tail flip slam that we just saw, the stomp attack, all of them cause those shock waves. That is why the Ragetail is actually a very dangerous beast to fight. Aside from the fact that, like I said, it does cause a lot of its attacks now cause wounding. In fact, I fought this thing twice, mostly because I don't really like fighting it, and I've beaten it once. That was the last time I did that, just to make sure this thing didn't have any special tricks. And we just lost one of our people, so it's just, we got 2 pike users. I don't know if that's a problem. Pike users are... Also, it can... I didn't notice this, but apparently it can kind of delay that attack, or I lagged out enough that it actually hit me for a different reason. And the thing about one thing about the shockwaves that I haven't talked about yet, and this is important, is that where I'm standing right now, if it did the tail slam, I could still get hit with those shockwaves. It doesn't have to send them in what would be a logical line. The Gnasher kind of effectively has control of this, and why do I keep getting hit? There we go. Now, of course, with the stomps causing shockwaves, you can roll through the shockwaves for one thing. With the stomps causing shockwaves, that also includes the stomps that are used to trigger the enrage on this thing. Ow. Alright, I need to actually heal. I am not fighting smart right now. But yeah, like I said, aside from the shockwave hits, which again, like I said, they just went backwards through the Gnasher for all the sense that makes. For all the shockwave hits though, like I said, this thing is ultimately not any different than the regular Gnasher. And why did I hit the wrong key? But yeah, so a lot of all the tells and such you'd expect from the regular Gnasher, they're here too. So I'm not going to talk too much during this fight because we've seen everything this thing has to offer so far. Take 2 hits from the rift. Oh, come on, I was not in the way of that. Ugh. This is actually one that you really do want a full team for. Noticed one that was going to hit me, but... Like I was saying, luckily pike users, we kind of, if you're a pike main, you kind of understand how you fight. So, ugh, I forgot the 360 hits on all sides. We haven't even enraged this thing yet. Oh, here we go. So yeah, normally you'd be able to attack the Gnasher, or you'd be able to attack its tail when it's enraging, because the tail is not included in the Aura Blast. But with the shockwaves, you really can't on the Ragetail. Also, you can really see the speed difference between enraged and non-enraged Ragetail. This is dangerous and stupid, but it worked. So it's not stupid. It was just dangerous. Oh. This one might actually end up being a case of we fail. We'll see. The reason I'm not saving up my shots is because this thing just moves too quickly for me to really try that. Plus, I'm not doing well, so. I hate this thing. Right now, I'm really just trying to do damage. Oh, there's a self-revive for my teammate. Luckily, what I've got planned for next week is I already know is much easier to fight than this monster. And we're done. Okay, there we go. I really do not like the Ragetail. That's why I don't hunt it very often. Yeah, like I said though, that's just... that is one you really do kind of want to team with. Because the Ragetail, like I said, it's just... It's kind of taking the Gnasher and dialing it up to 11, because the Gnasher itself, as we've seen, is not super dangerous, but the Ragetail is a monster. Alright, so the only recap I really need to do on this thing is to remind you guys that, remember the tail flip slam, so the one where it jumps into the air, does a front flip, and slams its tail into the ground. The tail slam, where it just leaps up straight up and down, slams its tail into the ground right there. And the stomps all send out shockwaves. The number seems to be between 3 and 5, but it also just seems to go until it reaches somebody. Those are the only real new danger for the Ragetail Gnasher. Other than that, it's just that it's faster, stronger, and tougher. And it is rather dangerous if you're not paying attention, or even if you are paying attention, as we saw in this video. But sometimes you win, sometimes you're Gnasher chow. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please share to like or favorite it. You can also leave a comment down below if you have anything you'd like to say. And if you want to keep up with me and never miss any of my current series, then consider joining the squadron by subscribing to the channel. That does help me out, and I really do appreciate it. As for that, folks, I have been D. This is only the second of the hunts we've ever failed in the Fearless Slayer's Bestiary, but next week I've got something much simpler to deal with. Until then, folks, good night, and good gaming.